Hello friends, I hope you are all fine. Today is a story about the last leaf. This story writer name is O. Henry. Real name is William Sadney Potter. There are three main characters of the story, Sue and John C. and Mr. Berman. The moral of the story, don't lose your hope. So let's start. Many artists lived in the Greenwich Village area of New York. Two young women named Sue and John C. shared a studio apartment at the top of three-story building. John C's real name was Joanna. In November, a cold, unseen stranger came to visit the city. This disease, pneumonia, killed many people. John C. lay on her bed, hardly moving. She looked through the small window. She could see the side of the big house next to her building. One morning, a doctor examined John C. and took her temperature. Then he spoke with Sue in another room. She has one chance in letter certain, he said, and that chance is for her to want to live. Your friend has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. Has she anything on her mind? She wanted to paint the Bay of Naples in Italy someday, said Sue. Paint? Said the doctor. Bosh! Has she anything on her mind worth thinking twice? A man, for example? A man, said Sue. Is a man worth? But no, doctor. There is nothing of the kind. I will do all that science can do, said the doctor. But whenever my patient begins to count the carriage at the funeral, I take away 50% from the curative power of the medicine. After the doctor had gone, Sue went into the workroom and cried. Then she went to John C's room with her drawing board whistling ragtime. John C. lay with her face toward the window. Sue stopped whistling, thinking she was asleep. She began making a pen and ink drawing for a story in a magazine. Young artists must work their way to art by making pictures for magazine stories. Sue heard a low sound several times repeated. She went quickly to the bedside. John C's eyes were open wide. She was looking out the window and counting backward. 12, she said, and a little later 11, and then 10, and 9, and then 8, and 7, almost together. Sue, look out the window. What was there to count? There was only an empty yard and the blank side of the house 7 meters away. An old ivy vine going bad at the roots climbed halfway up the wall. The cold breath of autumn has stricken leaves from the plant until its branches, almost bare, hung on the bricks. What is it, dear? asked Sue. 6, said Johnson quietly. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, they were almost 100. It made my head hurt to count them, but now it is easy. There goes another one. There are only 5 left now. 5 what, dear? asked Sue. Leaves on the plant. When the last one fall, I must go too. I have known that for 3 days. Didn't the doctor tell you? Oh, I never heard of such a thing, said Sue. What have all ivy leaves to do with your getting well? And you used to love that wine. Don't be silly. Why, the doctor told me this morning that your chances for getting well real soon were. Let's see exactly what he said. He said the chances were 10 to 1. Try to eat some soup now and let me go back to my drawing so I can sell it to the magazine and buy food and wine for us. You will not get any more wine, said Johnsy, keeping her eyes fixed out the window. There goes another one. No, I don't want any soup. That's news just for. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will go to. Johnsy. Dear, said Sue, will you promise me to keep your eyes closed and not look out the window until I am done working? I must hang those drawings in by tomorrow. Tell me as soon as you have finished, said Johnsy, closing her eyes fixed and laying where white and still a fallen statue. I want to see the last one fall. I am tired of waiting. I am tired of thinking. I want to turn loose my hold on everything and go sailing down, just like one those poor tired news. Try to sleep, said Sue. I must call Mr. Berman up to be my model for my drawing of an old miner. Don't try to move until I come back. Old Berman was a painter who lived on the ground floor of the apartment buildings. Berman was a failure in art. For years, he had always been planning to paint a work of art, but had never yet begun it. He earned a little money by serving as a model to artists who could not pay for professional model. He has a fierce little old man who protects the two young women in the studio apartment above him. Sue found Berman in his room. In one area was a blank canvas that had been waiting 25 years for the first line of paint. Sue told him about Johnsy and how she feared that her friend would float away like a leaf. Old Berman was angered at such an idea. Are there people in the world with the foolishness to die because you drop of a wine? Why do you let that silly business come in her brain? She is very sick and weak, said Sue, and the disease has left her mind full of strange ideas. This is not any place in these one so good as Miss Johnsy. Shall I seek? Yelled Berman. Someday I will paint a masterpiece and we shall all go away. Johnsy was sleeping when they went upstairs. Sue pulled shade down to cover the window. She and Berman went into the other room. They looked out a window fearfully at the ivy vine. Then they looked at each other without speaking. A cold rain was falling, mixed with snow. Berman sat on a pause as the miner. The next morning, Sue awoke after an hour's sleep. She found Johnsy with wide open eyes, staring at the covered window. Pull up the shade, I want to see, she ordered quietly. Sue obeyed. After the beating rain and fierce wind that flew through the night, there yet stood against the wall one ivy leaf. It was the last one on the vine. It was still dark green at the center, but its edges were colored with yellow. It hung bravely from the branch about 7 meters above the ground. It is the last one, said Johnsy. I thought it would surely fall during the night. I heard the wind. It will fall today and I shall die at the same time. Dear, said Sue, leaning her worn face down toward the bed. Think of me. If you won't think of yourself, what would I do? But John C. did not answer. The next morning, when it was light, John C. demanded that the window shade be raised. The ivy leaf was still there. John C. lay for a long time looking at it, and then she called to Sue, who was preparing chicken soup. I have been a bad girl, said John C. Something has made that last leaf stay there to show me how bad I was. It is wrong to want to die. You may bring me a little soup now. An hour later, she said, someday I hope to paint the Bay of Naples. Later in the day, the doctor came and Sue talked to him in the hallway. Even chances, said the doctor. With good care, you will win. And now I must see another case I have in your building. Berman, his name is. Some kind of an artist, I believe pneumonia too. He's an old, weak man and his case is severe. There is no hope for him. But he goes to the hospital today. Is his pain. The next day, the doctor said, Sue, she is out of danger. You own nutrition and care. Now, that's all. Later that day, Sue came to the bed where John C. lay and put one arm around her. I have something to tell you, White Mouse, said Sue. Mr. Berman's died of pneumonia today in the hospital. He was sick only 2 days. They found him the morning of the first day in his room, downstairs, helpless with pain. His shoes and clothing were completely wet and icy cold. They could not imagine where he had been on such a terrible night. And then they found a lantern still lighted, and they found a ladder that had been moved from its place, and art supplies and a painting board with green and yellow color mixed on it. And look out the window, dear, at the last leaf ivy on the wall. Didn't you wonder why it never moved when the wind blew? Ah, darling, it is masterpiece of Berman. He painted it there the night that the last leaf fell.